What's up guys, back for another video, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different here on my podcast and on my YouTube channel, because I'm actually going to break down and audit a lot of the requests that comes in through the ads we're running on Facebook and so forth. So if you don't know already, we actually run ads. We show a bunch of case studies and so forth, and one of the ads we're running has really taken off. I'm gonna share my screen. As you can see here, this ad I'm running, it has 159 comments, and there's just tons and tons of people that are asking me to give feedback on their store. And honestly, I'm just doing this to get back to the ecosystem, and obviously I'm also doing it to prove that I actually know what I'm doing and my team knows what they're doing. So we can just see tons of comments here from different stores, and I've actually replied to a lot of these comments already. As you can see, like here, I always send back a reply and kind of explain what we do. And obviously sometimes I record a video for them, which is super beneficial, and lots of them, they're not even big enough to work with us. As you can see here, this was for Kings and Gin, which is a very small brand. They're never going to work with us, but it's really great to give back to the community and obviously show everyone else that we know what we're talking about. In this video, I'm actually going to break down, I'm going to audit about 5 or 6 different sites. All of these up here are people that left comments on my ads asking me to review their sites. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes on here. I think there's about 10 different sites. So let's just start from the beginning and kind of give some pointers. Then I'm gonna basically post this video on YouTube, and you might listen to it on the podcast as well. But if you want to see the actual things I'm talking about, the changes I'm talking about, go to the video version so you can see the on-screen sharings, which I'm doing right now. I'm gonna try to review a lot of these sites from a mobile perspective, because I think most brands are buying their traffic on Meta, TikTok, or Google, and just a lot of that traffic is mobile. So we're just gonna think like a customer and analyze it like a customer. So we got this Breeze Bliss, which seems like it's some kind of air conditioned unit that actually has water. So it basically sends cold air and cold steam into your room. Seems like a very gadget heavy product. So basically it's benefit rich, and people are searching for this when it's super hot. The first thing that comes to mind immediately is that it's not optimized for mobile. We can see this banner is so small that we are not able to basically read what it says. It's not a great experience. We have a lot of things blocking the side. We have this stuff here. We have the chat blocking here. This video is not bad, but it looks a little bit like an Alibaba product just because of this weird copy down here. It's not very professional. There's not a lot of context. This banner is confusing, and then there's a lot of stock images and so forth. So the first experience you're getting is not super great. What you want to do here is probably redo this entire page so it has more of a landing page feel to it. It has a proper introduction, explains what the product is about, all the benefits and why you need it. And then you can easily convert this main page into sort of a landing page that has a really unique offer, social proof, credibility. So those are my initial thoughts. That's what you want to do here, as it's a hero product. You also want to reduce the navigation up here. It's way too big. This is definitely not needed as well. So it's basically taking up a lot of the screen along with this here. If you fix that and make this into a landing page, you're going to be really doing much better. So that's my thoughts on Breeze Bliss. Then we have a much bigger brand here. The name is Badass Beard Care, and it seems like they have a lot of products. They're an established business, and obviously they know a thing or two about what they're doing, because the site is definitely not horrible. There's still a lot of things that can be improved. Is a very busy homepage. We have contact card, login menu, and the logo here, and then we have a bunch of categories here, and then we have a banner. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed, and it's hard for me to understand what's the first action I should take. If I'm just going to the website to understand a little bit more about the product, or maybe get my first beard related product, then this is not a good experience because I'm overwhelmed. There's way too much copy on the banners, and they're really messy, and they don't reflect the rest of the brand, which has sort of a dark aesthetic to it. And then this is completely different. So this is one of the biggest issues here. I would do a split test where I would see if this actually increases revenue or if it's a little bit too much. I would also do a test where I do login and contact and hide behind menu, again, to free up some space here. There's literally no free space. It's like every inch has to try to sell something, and that is an issue right now on the website. Definitely want to fix that. They have some products here. I'm not a huge fan of this floating system. I think the UX could be way better. These here, the overlays, it's difficult to read the white font, so I would definitely also be fixing that as well. It's nice that you have all this good imagery as well, like the backgrounds and so forth, but you still need to test whether it makes better sense to have a slider with actual products instead of just a category opener. So that's another thing you definitely have to test. This is definitely not good. Like the image is just weak, you know, resolution is too low. This doesn't look very good. There are a lot of reviews here, but they don't look very professional. I think you could have set this up and designed it a lot better as well. This is really cool. You got some benefits and so forth, so that's nice. This doesn't tell me anything about what you do, and then it shows shop now. So I would say this is a complete waste of image here. Social proof could be bigger, so much bigger images is much more powerful in this case. Overall, I would rate this homepage about 3 out of 10. So there's a lot of room for improvement. Go into menu. Again, it's super busy. It's almost hard for me to understand where should I start, because there's the beer club, and then there's some banners, and then you can search, and there's a lot of things here. So again, it's a lot. Sometimes it's better to get them to that first product. A quiz could be interesting here, but also maybe exposing the products here. I bet if you remove this, maybe not make this wide and show people little images, like a little image next to the product and how many products are inside of each category, that's gonna beat the old version, because it's just easier. Like, I almost know when I come into the website, I need a beard conditioner, and don't make me think. That's a core principle of UX, but you're making me think a lot with all of this overwhelming stuff. But if you had that exposed, you're gonna get into the conditioner immediately, and you're gonna find what you're looking for. And talking about the category pages, they're very far down the page, and this badass rewards doesn't tell me anything. So obviously you can do some points. It's not the right place to put that on the category level. I don't like that the products are so far down. I don't like that you're sorting by features. You should be using AI to understand what is trending right now and what gives the highest revenue per visitor. So it would sort based on a formula, like an algorithm. So I'm not sure if you're doing that, but otherwise it definitely needs to be improved. I think the white background with everything else being black is not amazing. So I would kind of look at how we can make that look better. I would add in, you know, images so you can scroll to the side here, so you can basically browse on a category level. That will definitely help tremendously. Reviews shouldn't be at the top. The name of the product should be at the top. So there's a little bit of design work that needs to be done here as well. There's no filters. That's a huge mistake as well. I think there should be filters. This is something I would A/B test as well, having it load more products instead of this. This font seems to be a little bit too big and clunky as well. There's no way to get fast back up to the top. That's an issue as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things here. I'm going a little bit deeper because it's a bigger, more established brand. On the PDP, I think these could be designed way better. I don't understand the scent at all. Is this a scent? So what is the Viking scent actually about? This is a huge issue. This causes a lot of paralysis because you don't know what you're getting, and I would literally not know what to pick here. I also don't know what is the most popular option, and so basically this is a massive issue that the scents are a dilemma and you just don't know what you're gonna do. Benefits are a little bit weak, like bundle and save doesn't say anything to me. Some of these other ones are better, so I would kind of redo them a little bit. Reviews are good. Make sure that it's highlighted, underlined, so you know you can click on it. I would do the add to cart button full width and the unit selector a buffer instead, because basically we've seen a lot of tests where basically you get much higher add to cart when you do full width. So I'll do that as well. Backed up by a badass guarantee doesn't tell me anything. Of course I can click to learn more, but it's a lot of things I need to read. Literally this, and this is so much more powerful to expose out here because I'm eliminating the need to click. And a lot of people just don't click. They just say, look at it and see that this guarantee might be a marketing scheme, and instead you should be exposing this kind of stuff. So it sounds good, but it doesn't get conversions. So that's one thing I would do. Ingredients, a little bit overwhelming here. Maybe I would kind of go up. Oh, here we actually have a scent list. That's amazing. This is missing up in the selector. You should literally write the outlaw, and then you should have, let's see here, this in brackets next to it, because no one gets down to this list here, and it's annoying to go up and down, up and down, up and down. This is a massive conversion booster if you fix it. I would love to split test that. That would be one of the first tests I would do. This is also not really great. I think there could be a much better job at bundling and upselling and kind of making sure you're seeing the right products here as well. UGC missing. We need more images here, and it's not highlighted at the top, so there's definitely also an issue there. I would, instead of having badass rewards, have an add to cart that's sticky as well. That's another thing I would do. We've been going super deep here, so let's just proceed. I'm going to do a couple more, but this one has a lot of room for improvement as well. Then we have Wave. Wave is apparently a, outdoor stuff with spas and Have lots of different models. Not the worst looking website I've seen. You know, there's some good things happening here as well. Let's try to go on mobile. And what we're seeing here is obviously a little bit busy up here at the top. You got your search, you got your currency, you got your cart and your name and your menu. So a little bit too busy for my taste. I kind of like to clean that up a little bit, see if we need to hide a certain amount of things. Then we have a hero banner here, built-in heater, lower heating costs. I would kind of redo this a little bit to understand that this is a spa and what you're getting, and maybe see if these are the right banners to use here. Also, you know, obviously as this is full width, you kind of don't see this stuff here, and these are some pretty important things as well. So to play around with how I want to do that. Then we got this doesn't look good. Obviously you can see that the images are too small, the copies within the images is not very good, so that needs to be redone. Most of the time, guys, you know, adding in bestsellers with the name bestsellers is going to be a win for homepages, along with communicating your USPs and then showing like different categories that are trending right now. You know, category 1 and in category 2 like this can work really well. So that's something I would definitely recommend. They're doing this okay. I don't know how many categories they have, but it's not bad. Would maybe add in reviews as well. Price is difficult to see. Could be interesting to test a button that says, you know, see more or something like that, just to get people to the PDPs as well. So that's something else I would be doing. Yeah, there's a little bit more about the homepage, but no one literally sees this. So this is all redundant information. I think these reviews are really nice, and I would put that further up because that's rare to have so many good reviews as well. So keep that in mind as well. They have a little bit of press here. That's not bad. Let's go into the menu. This is not a bad menu. I like it. I think it's clean. You could again consider if you should make it a little bit easier to understand where to start, right? But this is a really nice visual hierarchy. I really love that you added in this as a different font size. A lot of brands that are missing that are not doing it. So do that. This is a way for them to leave your page. So I would consider not having it here. And this is something that you can definitely fix up. You could remove this and have search at the top so people can easily find a search. And also you could have something that says, you know, start here, where you are being asked a bunch of questions to understand the SPAR that makes sense for you and what you're trying to do. Because I think a big bottleneck here is a lot of people just don't know where to start. You know, it's a range of things. I don't know what to get. There's an eco foam. What does that mean compared to inflatable SPARs? There's a feeling of being overwhelmed in the start here, and that's causing you probably to have the biggest conversion drop here in the beginning. And then we have an actual category page. I like that you hit a little bit of the copy here. That's good. I would like these images to be bigger. You're selling a really high-end product. So instead of using 2 grid, I would test having a full grid here so we can actually zoom in and see the product a lot better. You don't have a ton of products, so I think it could make sense. And it's just very hard for me to understand the difference between the two and seeing the actual detail and so forth. So that's something I would definitely be looking at. You know, how can I make it a little bit more attractive here? You have filters that are sticky. That's really nice, but I think it's floating a little bit too much in your face here. And usually you would add it up here as you scroll down. So the filters would need to be fixed a little bit. You don't have a lot of products as well. It might make sense to highlight other categories here at the top, so you don't have to click here to go to another category as well. Let's just quickly do the PDP as well, see what comes to mind. It's hard to read a lot of the stuff here as well. The reviews here are nice, but it would be nice to have actual reviews and more, you know, UGC up in the gallery. I would literally have more images in the gallery. We can also see this is photoshopped in, so you need actual images of real products. And one of the things that are holding people back now is that it gives that sort of like, this came straight from Alibaba vibe when you don't have actual images of the product. So this is something you should immediately add into your website. It will give it a much better feel. You could easily go and do a shoot in a backyard, putting this up, and you are literally going to increase your conversion rate immediately. You have a lot of good reviews here, but it's not something you pay attention to due to the way you set it up. Maybe I would change it. You have different images here. I think this is okay. Add to basket, but maybe add the price in here so you know what you're committing to as well. If you have split payment options, which you have, that's really, really important. I think people are not expecting to go to the payment page when they click here. They're expecting a pop-up. So that's another thing. This is a little bit overwhelming as well, because you're like, you get 5% off here, and then there's something about payment, and then there's something about installments. I think there's a lot to digest, and I would consider cleaning it up. Like, this is really nice. This is easy to understand, but this is just a bit much. So maybe see if you can remove that, and then cleaning that up a little bit as well. So there's a few things. You're not sure why you need this, so this needs to be sold in a way that you're like explaining why you need these other products. Yeah, so there's missing a lot of UGC. There's some stuff here. This is stuff that should be in a gallery. It's amazing. This makes it so real. And there's a lot of social proof down here is missing. So I think that the page needs a lot of work. Card looks fine. I would add a little bit of social proof as well in there, so you get people to sort of check out all the way and get to the very end of it and check out again. You know, you got your one page checkout, you got all these different payment options. They're really nice. This stuff is pretty good, but I would add in a little bit of social proof and some good reviews. That's, people care a lot about that in the very end. But anyway, guys, interesting site, lots of good things and also a lot of things to improve. I think this is it for now because we already did 3 sites and I don't want to overwhelm you. It's already been a long video, but I really hope that this was useful to have a bit of an audit of a few random sites, and hopefully some of these lessons learned in these videos are lessons you can apply to your own site. So yeah, that was it for now. Talk to you soon.